And this dude right here.
Let's go. Let's go.
He look like one of those dudes on the show. There's a show I've been watching called Love Island.
Oh, I heard about it.
I wasn't trying to get into it, but I kind of got into it, and the premise was cool. But like what you did is, like when they show him, like when they introducing him, Lee Williams from El Paso, Texas, and you do this, and then they say, and then you start talking. I like a Southern girl. I'm looking to have fun, and I'm gonna show these girls what I'm about. That's exactly what you look like when you did it.
What is the show about?
All right, so the show is about you bring like 5 women and 5 men.
Okay.
And they're looking for love. So everybody comes understanding that they're going to be an opportunity for them to fall in love with somebody or be somebody that they can really strongly have a connection with.
Random people.
Now, how random it is, I don't know. But these are, strangers. They get them in there. They put them in situations. There's just a lot of mingling, right? They're talking. Mm-hmm. You have the ones that had that connection when they first start talking and stuff. And then, some of them start to gravitate to each other. They start to, like, hey, I'm vibing with you. And then they have opportunity to say, hey, you know what? I want to couple with this person. So they couple, and then, like, they have to sleep in the same bed, right? And then they'll have these challenges. And these challenges are where they're like, they got to, they often got to kiss, the person they're with, or they're getting to kiss other people.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That's messy. Eh?
But like it is messy, and it's like they're okay with it because they know they're all having a connection. But what starts to happen is if you have a person that's like they start to weed people out, they boot them off the island if they don't have a connection with anybody, right?
I see. Okay.
But then they bring more people on. So now the new people they bring on, sometimes you have people who was feeling the person they with, but then this new person comes on, they're like, oh, like I need to holler at this person, right? So now that could disrupt it, and then you with this new person, and then so look, I've never watched it. I watched season 7. The missus was like, let's watch. I don't even know how we got to it, how she, because she watches a lot of these stuff, but my baby she be on it, right? So I was like, I ain't had nothing to do. I was like, man, I'll watch one. And then I was like, it was pretty cool. The thing that I liked was that they were generally cool with each other, right? Like the women were cool with each other. There were no cat fights. The men were cool with each other. And you had an occasional argument, but they were still like, everybody was vibing with each other, like really pulling for each other.
That's cool, I think.
But yeah, just lately it started to change because the reason I continued to watch it was because there was this one dude, his name was Jeremiah. He was vibing with this girl named Huda, right? And they were clicking. Now, in any relationship, it's all sweet at first, and then you have a little disagreements and arguments, right? Well, the other dudes was like, nah, y'all have tunnel vision. So since you have tunnel vision, we're going to try to boot you off the island because you're supposed to explore. Now I'm like,
is that the idea?
Ain't the idea to find somebody you want to vibe with? Let that shit, part naturally.
Right.
And then it was like 2 dudes, were the ones that kind of spearheaded it. And then they actually so then this was trip. They the couple was having issues, but they threw more gas on the fire, right? So they ended up splitting. Because he said, you're not even open to the opportunity to meet new people, right? Mm-hmm. So he starts trying to vibe with another girl. Then this other girl comes in who's like a bombshell, and her and him have a connection.
Okay.
So then they start vibing. Then they get mad at him because he's vibing with her saying, oh, well, no, you only got tunnel vision. You ain't trying to holler at the other. But it's like, dog, they were doing the same thing. So now it's been ahead. Now they having connections. Right, they booted that dude off the island.
That's crazy.
But now these other dudes are having strong connections, and it's like, but that's the same thing. Like, so yeah, I was like, oh no, I want to watch the downfall of these dudes.
That's for real.
Because it got bad, man. I was like, man, come on now, boy ain't hurt nobody. If they not gonna work, let that come out naturally. But when you start throwing stuff in, then you open yourself up.
You learn
So,
something new every day. Love
yeah,
Island.
yeah.
I have no idea.
I might have to watch a different season just to see if the flavor's the same. But yeah, nah, it's like, yo, man, I thought this was a basketball podcast. But I'm telling you,
Hey.
he had that look. I'm Lee Williams from El Paso.
That will never happen again. Understand? I will always remember episode 99 for sure. Love Island.